Good day, everyone. My name is Julianne Soriano, and I am the first presenter of our group. And our topic it's all about the ways human affect and the environment, or rather, the topic that I am presenting, which is the ways human affect the environment. So I have here an quotation that shows that all the outcomes of the environment that we are seeing right now, that we are experiencing right now, it's all about the human activity because plastic pollution, deforestation, and air pollution are only some of the ways humans are damaging the environment. So, when it comes in damaging environment, marami tayong idea regarding that, like pollution, um, digging or anything na makakasira lalo na sa ating environment. So, most of the time, mas nakikita natin to sa pang-araw-araw na buhay. So, let's start to our topic. Okay, the human impact on the environment has become one of the main topics for university staff all over the world. So while they search for the answer, the public needs to do its part. So at least you need to be aware all of the factors that contribute to the state and share the knowledge. So it means that this environment that we are facing, or the environment that we are facing right now, especially on the 21st century, dapat maging aware tayo. So, on this matter, ito yung biglang naging boom. Ito yung, as human, we become independent on luxuries such as the car, the houses, and even our cell phones. But what does our love for the manufacture of metallic and plastic goods to the environment? So things like the overconsumption and over fishing deforestation are dramatically affecting our world. So it means that human activity can directly attribute to the cause of the hundreds of extinction in the last 2 centuries versus the millions of years that extinction naturally occur. So it means on the 21st century, human become more aggressive on how they can contribute on their activity, especially to the environmental, and able to survive our special needs or anything that make us happy. So it means that some of the attributes that we are doing here on the environment, there's a lot of causes and distraction that the environment has faced regarding that action. So the first one that I am referring, which is the overpopulation. So from the word overpopulation, marami tayong idea dyan. So has grown into an epidemic since mortality rates have decreased, medicine has improved, and methods of industrial farming were introduced. So thus keeping humans alive for much longer and increasing the total of the population. So sinasabi dito na yung population is biglang mas naging boom since yung mga medicinal natin is nag-improve. So, in the methods of industrial farming, marami tayong inintroduce na mga gamot enable the human they can able to survive on that disease. However, especially on this time of pandemic. So, the other country has meron silang in-evolve or meron silang ginawang vaccine to survive the human on that virus. So it means in able to survive on this virus, we have a lot of industrial activity that we need to do in able to create a new medicine to the people who facing a pandemic right now. So it means that um, on that way, mas maraming na-survive or mas maraming nakasurvive doon sa way na yon. So, it means, on that way, mas nag-boom yung population ng tao, especially in China, in Philippines, or some of the Asian country. However, meron daw silang tinatawag na bakit tayo nagkaroon ng pandemic is that nagbabawas nga daw. So, it just theory, but I cannot guarantee what is the fact or what is the true behind that. But the true or the message of the overpopulation or the purpose of overpopulation is or the medicine once the one mas naging overpopulated yung mga tao kasi mas nagsasurvive sila, and on that way mas maraming nakikitang mga gamot na pwedeng i-treat doon sa specific na disease ng tao. So this is the first problem of the environment. And the second one, the pollution. So the pollution is everywhere, from the trash thrown out to the freeway to the millions of metric tons of pollution pumped into the atmosphere. Every year, it's obvious pollution and waste are inescapable. So it means that pollution is everywhere. Like sa car, sa mga gawain natin sa bahay, tulad ng pagluluto, everywhere or everything na ginagawa natin is outcome din ng problema na nakikita natin sa environmental. So it means the pollution is the very most important thing that we need to be aware, since especially in 21st century, marami tayong nakikita ngayon, or mas nag-evolve ng mga technology, pabrika na gumagamit ng anything chemical to create a smoke or anything na makakasira sa atmosphere natin. So on that way, mas maraming nadidistract sa environmental natin, especially sa hangin, and yun na, mas nagiging poor in oxygen, especially doon sa mga gumagamit or doon sa mga pabrika na sobrang daming usok. So, the second topic or the third topic, which is the global warming. So, global warming is arguably the greatest cause of impact on the environment. So, the largest of causes emanating through carbon dioxide levels from respiration to more detrimental causes like burning fossil fuels and deforestation. So, in global warming, this is the outcome of the pollution. Bakit? Kasi yung global warming, it's connected po yan sa araw. So, it means nabubuta yung outermost layer ng Earth. So, kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng deforestation, pagkasunog ng kagubatan dahil sa init ng araw. And also, mas maraming tao yung nahihirapan sa paghinga. So, on that way, this is the most causes of the environment, which is coming from the human activity. So on this matter, the global warming is very usual activity here on Earth, especially we here on our century, we have a lot of changes when it comes in our industrial things. So ayun, kailangan hindi, or the resolution regarding that is to maintain the healthy environment, and also huwag tayong mag-atubili na tumulong doon sa environment para hindi magkaroon ng cause for the pollution that intake leak from the global warming. So the global warming insights. So the global warming is very usual thing that we need to know, that global warming is the greatest increases or the cause of impact on the environment, that largest of causes emanating through carbon dioxide. So ayun, nakasira din siya ng ating paghinga. And as the temperature increases, Arctic land ice and glaciers melt, which causes the ocean levels to rise at the rate of 3.42 millimeter per year, so allowing more water to absorb more heat, which melt more ice, creating positive feedback loop, which will cause the ocean rise 1 to 4 feet by 2100. So what is the big deal of that? So the big deal of that, it was the climate change. So closely connected to the historical development of the industry and technology as the global temperature increases. Earth's weather patterns will drastically change, while some areas will experiencing longer growing season, others will become barren westerland as the water will deplete in vast areas, turning once flower region into the desert. So in the increase will impact the weather patterns from making more intense hurricane in both sides, and the frequency as well the intensifying and prolonging droughts and heat waves, but air pollution does not just affect the environment. So the evidence is mounting that poor air quality and rising temperature are ruining delicate ecosystem, even leading to increase the asthma, cancer rates in humans. So the climate change is a very dangerous when it comes to the health of the human, especially doon sa may hina yung immune system. So, ayun, in climate change, doon nagkakaroon ng changing ng ating katawan since yun ang nagde-lead to to the person or to the human that become more active in cancer or asthma. Especially now in pandemic, we need to more aware, or we need to be careful on what we are doing right now, especially in our environment. So specifically, all the outcomes that we did was experiencing right now, whether the humans or the animals. So the fifth one, which is the genetic modification. So genetically modified organisms, or the GMOs, have been a major contributor to the survival and prosperity of humans. Our selected bred crops, or crops that have DNA directly implanted into in order to give an advantage to the crop, whether it be to sustain colder temperature, require less water, or yield product. But GMOs are not always intentional for human, have been used glyphosate, because a herbicide designed to eliminate weeds, the biggest threat to any plants. So, however, these humans have learned immune resistant 22 of 25 known herbicides with 249 species of weeds completely immune according to the latest scientific reports. So, the super weeds threatening farming lands by shocking outcrops. One of the only solutions is to till the land, turning over the soil to kill the weeds and give an early advantage to the planted crops. So the disadvantage of the tilling, and however, is that it causes to the soil to dry faster and kills off good bacteria, making a fertile lifespan significantly shorter. So the replenish in the depleted soil fertilizer is a use, which introduces a whole new set problem, the environmental, and can be disastrous for local agriculture in the long run. So specifically, the genetic modification, hindi siya always good pagdating sa agriculture. Yes, makakagawa ka ng mabilis na paraan kung paano patubuin yung halaman, pero in the long run, pwedeng mag-dry yung soil na inahanuhan ng mga taniman. Bakit? Kasi napapabayaan eh. In the long run, doon nagkakaroon ng disadvantage. And also the super weeds is a threatening farming lands, because on that way, there's outcrops shocking by the farmer. So, one of the only solution to the land is turning over in the soil, kill the weeds, and give an early advantage to the planted crop. And the sixth one, which is the ocean acidification. The acidity that lets the calcium concentration, making it difficult for crustaceans to build their shell, leaving them vulnerable without their armor. Between the global temperature rise of 1 degree and the ocean acidification, scientists say a quarter of coral reefs are considered damaged, and beyond refer with two-thirds under serious threat. So the death of coral reef is serious concern. Why? Because the coral reefs is some onti na lang nabubuhay sa sa dagat, kasi on acidification maraming nasisira, especially doon sa mga ocean or oceanic life. So it causes when carbon dioxide dissolved into the ocean, bonding with seawater, creating a carbonic acid. So the acid reduces the pH level in the water. So essentially, changing the ocean acidity by 30% in the 200 years, according to analysis, a level that ocean not been at over 20 years, or 20 million years rather, and the acidity depletes the human or the oceanic lives. So things like that, plastic pollution and overfishing are wreaking havoc on our concerns. So the coral reefs are home to 25% of aquatic life. Many of fish are responsible for natural filtration of the ocean and the production of necessary nutrients that are vital life under the sea. However, this acidification is not the only water threat, as there are the human activity causing changes. So, ayun na. The ocean acidification is one of the very most important things na dapat natin remember pagdating sa environment. So, bakit? On the coral reefs, maraming taong gumagamit ng dinamita para makahuli ng isda. So, on that way, nagkakaroon tayo ng crisis pagdating sa ating ocean life. And especially doon sa mga coral reefs. So it means that the ocean acidification is a very usual thing also that was happen from time to time in the ocean. So ayun, on this topic, we need to be careful on what we are doing, especially in our way on how we can able to survive in our life, and also on how we can able to build a relationship between the environment and the human. So the seventh topic, which we're gonna continue report by Marlu Kapekapais. Thank you. That's all.
Good day, everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the continuation of human impacts in the environment. So the first one, we should proceed to the water pollution. There are 5.25 trillion pieces of plastic debris in the ocean. Not only is garbage introduced into the oceans, but also the excessive amounts of fertilizer that finds its way into the ocean through rains, floods, winds are dumped in excess right into the largest producer of the oxygen we have. So dito nga, as per the description of the water pollution, it states that there are lots of garbage in the ocean that cause the water pollution. But as we can see the description, hindi lang siya pumapatukoy doon sa mga garbages. Pumapatukoy rin siya like yun sa example nga ng fertilizer, which it has the chemicals that can pollute the water. For giving the exact chemical that I am saying or referring to, it was called the phosphorus that can cause the water quality problems such as harmful algal growth. Then, dito nga makikita nyo may naka-highlight na word which is the largest producer of the oxygen. We have, yung tinutukoy dito sa largest producer of the oxygen we have was known as the phytoplankton. Like plants, phytoplankton have chlorophyll to capture sunlight, and they use photosynthesis to turn it into chemical energy. Yun nga, they consume carbon dioxide and release oxygen. To be specific, kung ilang percentage ba yung naipoproduce na oxygen ng phytoplankton, it is a 70%. Yes, tama po kayo na naririnig. Then, so, marine life including the loggerhead sea turtles are tricked into thinking they are eating food when really it is only a floating plastic bag or other poisonous plastic that will cause starvation or suffocation to any unfortunate animal that mistakenly ingests it. Which is nakakalungkot pag halimbawa ganito ngayon mangyayari na itong mga loggerhead sea turtles na ito, sila yung nagsasuffer dun sa kapababayan dahil lang din ng mga tao, yung halimbawa yung sa pagtatapon niya ng basura sa mga ilog, yung sa mga ocean, and so on. Overfishing. Pollution is the number one threat to aquatic life and is the lead cause of reduced biodiversity. This is really sad given that water and water life forms are some of the most important natural resources at our disposal. But as mentioned above, overfishing is also damaging our oceans. Fishing is not only inherently bad for our ocean, but when not properly regulated, it can be detrimental to our oceans and people. Our fish stocks globally have tripled in half a century, and today fully 1/3 of the world assessed fisheries are currently pushed beyond their biological limits, says the WWF. Even more, so billions of people rely on fish for protein. Ito nakakalungkot isipin na ganito yung sa mangyayari na over half a century ang nangyari is yung sa malawakan na overfishing, which is pagka sinabi kasi nating overfishing, yun yung pagkuha natin ng sobra-sobrang isda sa karagatan. And ang nakakalungkot pa doon, nasasama yung mga baby fishes na hindi pa sila ready for yung doon sa makain nga ng tao, na ang mangyayari, makukuha sila, then wala nang magiging greater chances na makapag-produce sila o makapagparami nga sila, na dapat sila magko-continue ng then yun, their parents, yung sa mga schools of fishes, is sila yung mismo mga makukuha lang dapat. Kaso nga, nadadamay nga lang sila pag halimbawa sa pamimingwit ng isda. Next is deforestation. With an exponential expansion in human beings, more food, materials, and shelter are being manufactured at stupendous rates, most stemming from forestry. With trees being one of the largest producers of oxygen, clearly that is not a good thing for humans, and especially not for the animals that call the forest home. With millions of different species that live in forests, deforestation is a major threat to their survival and a big conservation issue. It also increases greenhouse gases within the atmosphere, which leads to further global warming. Such human activities need to stop if we wish to survive. Ayun nga, dahil na nga lang din sa pagdami ng tao na nandito sa ating mundo, yung expansion o yung sa pagpapalawak ng magiging lugar na pananahanan o pagkakaiwan ng mga tahanan ng tao, is ang magsasuffer nun para magkaroon nga ng pwesto ng tahanan para sa mga tao is yung mga forest, na ayun nga, nangyayari deforestation, yung pagpuputol ng mga puno, pag-aalis ng mismong ugat ng puno dun sa lugar na yan para siguradong hindi na siya tutubo. Then, doon na nga kung sisimula na itatayo yung sa mga bahay. Kaso, nakakalungkot nga lang nito. Yung mga tao ngayon, kuha lang sila ng kuha. O yung kagayang alam din sa overfishing, na kukuha lang sila ng isda, pero hindi nila nagagawa na magkukulture ng isda. Hindi siya gaano focus ng tao ngayon. Nakafocus lang sila kung ano yung sa makakabuti para sa kanila, pero hindi na nila iniisip yung nakakabuti para doon sa mga isda, at ganoon din sa mga puno, para din sa ating mga tao, na tayo rin makikinabang kasi tayo yung makakakuha ng benefits niya, especially yung sa oxygen, and nakakatulong din kasi yung mga puno para yung sa pagsipsip ng mga floodlet o yung sa mga baha nga pag may mga bagyo. Next is acid rain. When humans burn coal, sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides are released into the atmosphere, where they rise up and accumulate in the clouds until the clouds become saturated and rain acid, causing havoc on the ground beneath. When the rain falls, it accumulates in water bodies, which are especially harmful to lakes and small bodies of water. Alam niyo ba itong acid rain na to, na ipakilala na to sa akin nung grade 1 pa lang ako noon, or grade 2 ata, na ang paghalimbawa sinabi na acid rain, ang sinasabi sa akin lagi, yun daw yung unang ulan pagkatapos ng mahabang tag-init, which is ang mangyayari daw pag halimbawa nagpaulan ka sa unang ulan sa tag-init, is malaking chances na magkasakit ka dahil nga raw acid rain nga raw yun. Then ganoon din yung sa epekto niya sa mga fishes o yung sa ilang mga halaman, may epekto rin sa kanila. And ganoon din sa lupa natin, yung sa soil, ganun. Tsaka yung sa mga palaisdaan nyo na nagkakos na maglulutangan yung mga isda dahil namamatay sila doon sa ilalim. Ayan nga, acid rain has also been known to completely eliminate entire species of fish, causing a snowball effect of damage to the ecosystem that relies on diverse organisms to sustain the environment. And last, ozone depletion. Ozone is made up of 3 bonded oxygen that float up to the stratosphere, where they absorb the substantial amount of UV radiation, protecting all life down below. So, ayun na, ito yung sa next. The ozone layer is renowned for its ability to absorb harmful UV rays that would otherwise be detrimental to the health of all walks of life. Without an ozone layer, walking outside would be unbearable. So, ito nga, yung pinakamagandang example dito, yun sa human impacts in the environment. Yun do sa paggamit nyo sa mga refrigerator. Especially yung chlorofluorocarbon or yung sa CFCs nga sa mga ref. Yun yung isa sa mga bagay na element na nakakasira sa o yung pagnipis ng ozone layer natin. Ganun din yung sa mga usok din ng mga sasakyan. Kaya nga yung mga tao ngayon, hanggat maaari, nagpo-produce sila ng mga vehicle na made of electric o yung use of battery para maiwasan nyo yun doon sa produce ng mga maiitim na usok. And that's all. I hope you learned something, and if you have questions, I'm trying to answer all of your questions after all discussions had their take. Thank you.
Forest Protection Introduction Importance, presented by Magadia Anilit.
First, let's define what is forest. Forest is a piece of land with many trees. Forests are important and grow in many places around the world. They are in ecosystem which includes animals and plants. The temperature and rainfall are the most two important thing about forest. Hi, good evening. I have something to tell you. If you've ever taken a walk in the forest, you will know how rewarding that experience can be. Imagine, you're in a forest right now. Can you hear the wind blowing through the leaves and the song of birds? Do you feel like you've become a part of something bigger than yourself? Well, forest play a symbolic role. All of us, there's more organisms in a handful of soil than there are people on the planet. Forests are home about to 80% of life on Earth. That includes animals, big and small. The animals depends on the healthy forest, which provide them with fruits, nuts, and plants that they need to thrive. In return, humans depends on those animals to spread the seeds and plants they have eaten, which helps them to fertilize the soil. Without forest, we would have neither clean air, nor drinking water, and nor much food. So, we are in debt to them. Forests are the lungs of planets. There are magically places full of life that are host on more than 75% of world's terrestrial biodiversity. Watch this.
A life without trees.
Good day everyone, I'm Jessica Dumakit and my topic is all about forest protection. Forests are the vital life on earth. Nililinis nila yung hangin na ating nilalanghap, finifilter nila yung tubig na iniinom natin at sila din yung nagpipigil sa pagguho ng lupa. Ang forest din ay nag-aalok ng tahanan ng karamihan, lalo na yung mga halaman, mga hayop at nagbibigay din sila ng likas na yaman mula pagkain natin o mga halamang gamot. But despite all of these environmental, health, and social benefits, hindi natin napapansin na unti-unti nang nasisira yung forest natin. So noong 2012, the United Nations General Assembly designated March 21 as the International Day of Forests. So they celebrating this woodland ecosystem. And according to UN's Food and Agriculture Organization, merong 6 reasons we need to protect our forests. The first one is healthy forests mean healthy people. So, ang mga forests ay nagbibigay sa atin ng mga mapagkukunan, kabilang na yung mga sariwang hangin, malinis na tubig, at mga masustansyang pagkain. And number 2 is restoring forests will improve our environment. So, sustainably managing and restoring forests can address climate change and biodiversity loss, while also producing services and goods required for sustainable development. And number 3 is forest food provides healthy diet. So, according to Food and Agriculture Organization or FAO, deforestation not only threatens food sources, it also have serious consequences, with nearly 1 in 3 emerging infectious disease linked to land use change. And number 4 is we can recover from our planetary health and economic. According to Food and Agriculture Organization or FAO, yung mga ibang indigenous communities ay nakakapag-consume sila ng almost 100 type of food at karamihan doon ay hina-harvest lang nila sa forest. So, sa pamamagitan ng pagtatanim ng trees and restoring forests at a massive scale can increase ecological resilience and productivity. And number 5 is empower people to sustainably use forests. So, getting people involved at local level so can communities can effectively manage and govern the land on which they depend is vital to creating a healthy environment. And last is every tree counts. So, even small scale tree planting can make difference. So, dapat magtanim tayo ng magtanim kasi meron silang kakayahan na linisin yung hangin na nilalanghap natin at nagbibigay rin sila ng ating makakain. And next is effective ways to conserve forests. So, number 1 is controlled deforestation. So, bagamat hindi natin maiiwasan ang deforestation, dapat marunong tayong i-control ito. Hanggat maaari, wag tayong pumutol ng mga young or immature na trees. Kailangan dapat natin na i-adapt yung tamang pagputol, tulad ng clear cutting or selective cutting. And number 2 is protect against forest fires. So, ang mga sunog sa kagubatan ay pinakakaraniwan at nagiging sanhi sa pagkawala ng mga forest. So, once kasi na kumalat na yung apoy sa kagubatan, mahirap na natin ito kontrolin. Kaya dapat mag-ingat tayo sa mga gantong incidents. Maari tayong gumawa ng mga fire lines or magkalat ng mga chemical para makontrol yung sunog. And number 3 is afforestation. Afforestation, ito yung mga process kung saan nagtatanim tayo ng maraming puno sa iba't ibang lugar. Ito ay upang mabalance natin ang ating ecosystem, upang mabawasan ang epekto ng deforestation at mga pollution. And number 4 is the need to value forests and use its products responsibly. Minsan, tinitake for granted na natin yung forest without realizing that nothing lasts forever and every necessity that we try to fulfill comes at a cost. Minsan din sa walang ingat din natin sa paggamit ng forest product ay hindi maiiwasan ang pinsalan ng ating forest as well as the environment. Minsan nagkakat lang na lang tayo ng trees ngunit nakakalimutan din natin kunin yung mga sanga nito, mga dahon, parang iniiwan lang natin doon na parang walang silbi. Then, according to Franklin D. Roosevelt, a nation that destroys its soils destroys itself. Forests are the lungs of our land, purifying the air and giving fresh strength to our people. And napaka-importante talaga yung forest kasi kung wala ito, paano na tayo? Paano yung mga hayop, mga halaman, di ba? So sabi nga, yung forest is lungs of the environment or our land. So sila yung factory ng oxygen ng mga natural resources natin. So parang sa tao rin, mabubuhay ba yung tao without the lungs? Syempre hindi, di ba? So ganun din sa environment natin. Hindi ito makakasurvive without the forest. So thank you for listening.
Good day everyone. So our topic for today is all about environment conservation. So what is the meaning of environment conservation, class? So environment conservation, it is the wise management and utilization of natural renewable resources in a sustainable manner to ensure the maintenance of biodiversity. Ano nga ba yung environment conservation? Maglinaw. Yes, exactly. In short, ito yung pagkakaiba ng buhay ng halaman at hayop sa isang particular nitirahan o sa buong mundo bilang kabuuan. Or in short, ang isang mataas na antas ng biodiversity ay kanais-nais. The next one is, these are the 4 factors of affecting environment such as pollution, deforestation, soil erosion, and overfishing. So let's go to first is pollution. So what have you noticed on this picture, guys? Yes, Alonso. Yes, we have 5 environment pollution, which is air, water, soil, light, and noise. Exactly, Alonzo. Tama. So ano nga ba ibig sabihin ng pollution? The pollution is the present in or introduction into the environment of a substance or thing that has harmful or poisonous effect. So ayun nga yung sinabi ni Alonzo, ayun yung mga effect ng environment pollution, which is air, water, soil, light, and noise. So let's go to second one is the deforestation. So what have you noticed this on this picture of deforestation? Yes, Manhig. Yes, exactly. Puro putol yung yung puno. Obviously naman putol yung puno. So what is the meaning of deforestation? Deforestation is the action of clearing a wide area of trees, and also deforestation or forest clearance is the removal of forests or stand of trees from land that is converted to a non-forest use. Deforestation can involve conversion of forest land of farms, ranches, or urban use. The most concentrated deforestation occurs in tropical rainforests. So yung ano nga, yung sa deforestation, meaning is ito yung ang pagpuputol ng kahoy mula sa kagubatan ay isang malaking banta sa kapaligiran. And also ito yung pinuputol ng mga puno upang makagawa ng mga bagong kalsada or highway at iba pang mga proyekto sa pagtatayo ng isang sakuna sa kalikasan. So that's the meaning of deforestation. So let's go to soil erosion. Ano nga ba yung soil erosion? Soil erosion is the So before we proceed this meaning of soil erosion, what have you noticed on this picture of soil erosion? Yes, Shaira. Yon yung bitak-bitak yung lupa. Exactly. So let's go to the meaning of soil erosion. Soil erosion is the displacement of the upper layer of soil. It is a form of soil degradation. This natural process is caused by the dynamic activity of erosive agent, that is water, ice, snow, air, plants, animals, and humans. So what is the meaning of this soil erosion? Anyone? Yes, Warzon. Yes, exactly. No plantation are giving rise to soil erosion, at is making the land barren. This is really harmful situation for the environment, also for the human being. Exactly. So what is the good effect of soil erosion? So the good effect of soil erosion is help feed water sources with essential nutrients, helping the local aquatic ecosystem. The erosion also helps cleanse the soil of any useless materials, such as rooting tree matter or nutrient-less dirt from the area. And also the effect of soil erosion is the effect of soil erosion go beyond the loss of fertile land. It has led to increase the pollution and sedimentation in streams and rivers, clogging these waterways and causing declines in fish and other species. So that's the bad effect of soil erosion, and good effects as well. So let's go to overfishing. The last one is overfishing. So what have you noticed this overfishing? Yes, millionaire. Yes, exactly. Obviously naman, nakikita nyo is overfishing talaga siya actually. Meaning, in Tagalog, it's sobra-sobra yung pagkuha ng fish. So what is the meaning of overfishing? Overfishing is the removal of species or fish from a body of water at a rate that the species cannot replenish, or resulting in those species becoming underpopulated in that area. So before we proceed this overfishing, ano nga ba yung sanhi ng soil erosion? So ang sanhi ng soil erosion is ito yung pagkaguho, pagkaagnas ng lupa ng kadalasan nangyayari kapag tag-ulan o kapag may bagyo. So that the main explanation of sanhi ng soil erosion as well. And dumako na tayo dun sa overfishing. So, ano nga ba yung main idea of overfishing? Yes, Alonzo. Yes, exactly. Ito yung mga isda or sa ilog ng anumang water vet ay ginagamit upang kumain ng iba't ibang species ng mga insekto at fossils na ginagawang malinis ang tubig para sa kapaligiran. Maraming labis na pangingisda ang nagdudulot ng kontaminadong kapaligiran dahil naaabala ang siklo o kalikasan. Exactly. Tama ka, Alonzo. That's the main of idea of overfishing. So thank you for listening. That's my this is my presentation at all. Thank you. Sana may natutunan kayo. Thank you. Have a great day and stay safe, everyone.
Good day, everyone. I am Shairami G. Bernal, and I am going to discuss the continuation of report of Sir Singh about conservation and development. So, my topic is about development. When we say development, it is a process of improving the quality of all human lives with three equally important aspects, which are the social development, economic development, and environmental protection. Development is intended to bring a positive change for human being and its surrounding. Development also may take place by bringing out about a change in policy, projects, and legislation. So, meron din tayong tinatawag na sustainable development. So, ano ba yung sustainable development? Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. So, yung term na sustainable development, nagmula siya sa World Conservation Strategy or yung tinatawag nating WCS noong 1980. Ito din yung improvement of lifestyles and well-being. Ito rin yung nagpre-preserve ng natural resources at ecosystems. Measures of sustainable development. First, emission of carbon dioxide. Second, use of renewable energy. Third, reduction in pollution. Fourth, clean up water of bodies. Fifth, afforestation. And last, organic farming. Ito yung mga mangyayari kapag nagagawa natin yung sustainable development sa ating country or sa ating bansa. Example of sustainable development. First, we have the solar energy. Solar energy. The greatest advantages of solar energy are that it is completely free and is available in a limitless supply. Both of these factors provide a huge benefit to consumers and help reduce pollution. Replacing non-renewable energy with this type of energy is both environmentally and financially effective. Next, wind energy. Wind energy is another readily available wind energy source. Harnessing is the power of wind energy necessitates the use of windmills. However, due to construction costs and finding a suitable location, this kind of energy is meant to service more than just the individual. Wind energy can supplement or even replace the cost of grid power and therefore may be a good investment and remain a great example of sustainable development. Crop rotation. This farming practice is beneficial in several ways. Most notable because it is chemical free. Crop rotation has been proven to maximize the growth potential of land while also preventing disease and insects in the soil. Not only can this form of development benefit commercial farmers, but it can also aid those who garden at home. Efficient water fixtures. According to the EPA, it takes a lot of energy to produce and transport water and to process wastewater. And since less than 1% of the Earth's available water supply is fresh, it is important that sustainable water is used employed at the individual and societal level. And last, green space or green cities. According to the UW Madison Department of Urban and Regional Planning, advantages of green spaces include helping regulate air quality and climate, reducing energy consumption by countering the warming effects of paved surfaces, recharging groundwater supplies, and protecting lakes and streams from polluted runoff. Green city or eco-city. A sustainable city or eco-city is a city designed with a consideration of environmental impact, inhabited by people dedicated to minimization of required inputs of energy, water and food, and waste output of heat, air pollution or carbon dioxide, methane, and water pollution. So, what are the goals of sustainable development? Our goal is active involvement of all stakeholders, government, NGOs, private sectors, but also civil society. So, what are the problems? The problems in sustainable development are where poverty and population pressure intersect. Next, human and their environment suffer. So, ayun nga, dahil nga sa overpopulated tayo, marami ang naghihirap at mas dumadami yung needs at pangangailangan ng mga tao. The more na madami yung pangangailangan natin, so the more na kuha lang tayo ng kuha sa ating environment, pero nakakalimutan ata nung iba na kung paano natin ma-maintain o masosustain yung needs natin. Kaya naman yung mga NGOs at yung mga nasa government, halimbawa na lang is yung sa agriculture, gumagawa sila ng paraan at saka mga plano kung paano masusustain natin yung ating mga likas na yaman. Para pag sa future generation ay meron pa ding matitirang likas na yaman ang ating bansa. So, next, what is needed in sustainable development? First, we should be eco-friendly. So, ngayon, mapapansin nyo naman sa mga grocery stores, sa katulad sa mga city lanes or pure golds, gumagamit na tayo ng paper bags at hinihikayat din ng mga tao, ang mga namamalengke na magdala na lang ng mga eco bags para iwas na sa paggamit ng mga plastics. Next, prevent generation should be aware for needs of present and future generation. So, bakit kailangan ng present generation na maging aware? So, ayun nga, kailangan natin maging aware para hindi sumobra yung paggamit natin ng mga resources na nakukuha natin galing sa environment. Para sa susunod na generation, mayroon pa silang magamit. Next, prevent unnecessary pollution and help restore the environment. Yon, so prevent unnecessary pollution, no? Sana yung iba bawas-bawasan na yung paninigarilyo kasi nakakadagdag yun sa pollution. Yung tinatawag nating air pollution. Hindi lang sa air pollution, kundi nakakasama din yun sa kalusugan ng tao. Last, such technologies need to be developed and implemented which help to conserve resources. So, yung dito, marami na yung sa agriculture, di ba? Halimbawa na lang nito yung sa Japan. Hindi lang sila yung kuha ng mga isda sa dagat nila. Meron din silang parang planta kung saan lahat ng mga isda na pinipili nila is babae. Tapos yung mga itlog, kinokolekta nila at nilalagay nila sa isang fish tank hanggang sa mapisa yung mga itlog at lumaki yung mga isda. Binabalik na nila sa dagat para sa susunod may makuha sila ulit. So yung halimbawa ng sustainable development na nakita ko dito sa ating bansa ay yung sa Manila Bay. So 'di ba, saksi naman tayong lahat na yung Manila Bay dati ay sobrang dumi as in. Sobrang daming kalat, mga plastic, mga bote na tinatapon lang mismo ng mga tao. So nabalita pa nga dati 'di ba na may mga taong na naliligo sa Manila Bay dahil sa sobrang init. Pero naging saksi din tayo sa paano naging malinis yung Manila Bay. So may project yung gobyerno kung saan nilinis nila yung Manila Bay. Tinanggal nila lahat yung mga dumi at pinatungan nila ng dolomite sand. So, makikita rin natin siguro sa balita na yung Manila Bay ngayon is parang naging tourist attraction na, di ba? Marami na yung mga taong pumupunta dito, meron na ring mga nakabantay na sundalo. So, nakita din natin siguro sa balita na sobrang dami ng mga pumunta dito para mag-picture. So, ayan no, para mapanatili natin ang kalinisan at mapanatili natin ang ating mga likas na yaman, keep your environment clean, safe, and healthy. So, hindi lang isang tao ang dapat ang gumawa nito, kundi dapat bawat isa sa atin, panatilihin natin ang kalinisan sa ating environment para mas maging maaliwalas tignan ang ating kapaligiran at mas mapanatili natin ang ating mga likas na yaman. So, ayun, please keep in your mind and remember that let's plant trees, clean our rivers and oceans, tapos itapon natin yung mga kalat natin sa tamang tapunan. Let's reduce, reuse, and recycle. That's all. Thank you.